Hello everyone, so for today our topic will be adding fractions and we're going to have the rules and examples, drills and problem solving. Are you ready? First, let us have a fast review about the parts of a fraction. For example, 2/3. 2 is what we call numerator and it tells us how many parts you have from the whole. 3 is what we call denominator and it tells us how many parts is the whole divided into. For example, in our figure we have a square. The square is divided into 3. 1, 2, 3. Since it is divided into 3, the denominator should be 3. We have here the shaded portion or region. 1, 2. And our numerator is 2. This means that you have 2 parts out of the total of 3. So what is a fraction? We already know that a fraction has a numerator and denominator. It is separated by a fraction bar which indicates division. We can also say that it describes a relationship between a part and a whole, or a fraction is a part of a whole. We can also define this as a ratio between two integers separated by a solidus or slash or a vinculum. A fraction is not an integer. We call this non-integer. It has three types: the proper, improper, and mixed. The proper fraction has a numerator that is less than the denominator. For example, we have 2/3. 2/3 is an example of a proper fraction. Improper fraction, the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. For example, 5/3. 5/3 is an example of an improper fraction. Mixed fraction. It comprises of natural number and a fraction. For example, 1 and 1/2. 1 is a natural or counting number and 1/2 is a fraction. 1 and 1/2 is an example of a mixed fraction. We also have what we call like and unlike fractions. When you say like fractions, those are similar fractions, meaning they have the same denominators. For example, 2/3 and 1/3. 2/3 and 1/3 have the same denominator of 3. Therefore, they are called similar fractions. Unlike fractions, we also call them dissimilar fractions. They have different denominators. For example, 2/5 and 1/4. 2/5 and 1/4 have different denominators of 5 and 4. Therefore, we call them dissimilar or unlike fractions. We also have what we call equivalent fractions. They are fractions when simplified give the same value. For example, 5/10 is equal to 1/2. We can say that 5/10 and 1/2 are equivalent fractions. The first part of our lesson will be adding similar fractions. Add the numerators and copy the denominator. Simplify the answer if possible. Example, 2/7 plus 4/7. 2 plus 4 is 6. Over, copy the denominator, 7. The answer is 6/7. 5/13 plus 8/13. The sum of 5 and 8 is 13. Over, copy the denominator, 13. 13/13 can be simplified. 13 divided by 13 is equal to 1. 7/20 plus 3/20. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Copy the denominator, 20. 10 over 20 can be simplified. 10 can be divided by 10, and 20 can also be divided by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1 over 20 divided by 10 is 2. Therefore, the final answer is 1/2. Next example, 11 over 20 plus 12 over 20. Again, add the numerators. The result will be 23 over, copy the denominator, 20. The answer is an improper fraction, 23 over 20. We can convert this into a mixed fraction. 23 divided by 20 is 1. The remainder is 3. So you put that in the numerator over the denominator of 20. Therefore, 23 over 20 is equal to 1 and 3 over 20. Last example. Adding two mixed fractions, 5 and 4 over 9 plus 6 and 1 over 9. First, let us add our whole numbers, 5 and 6, which is 11. And then add the numerators. 4 plus 1 is 5 over, copy the denominator, 9. The answer is 11 and 5 over 9. Answer drill number 1. You can pause your video while answering our drill. Let us check your answers. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Did you get it right? Next, we're going to add the similar fractions. Example, 3/4 plus 4/5. Step 1, we have to list all the multiples of both denominators. For 3/4, the denominator is 4, and the multiples are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, and so on. For 4/5, the denominator is 5, and the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40, and so on. Step 2, we have to find the least common denominator. So we have to identify the least number that is multiple of 4 and also a multiple of 5. So let us look. That's right. The answer is 20. 20 is the least common denominator. Next, step 3, change the similar fraction. So for 3/4, we're going to replace the denominator by 20. And then 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then 5 times 3 is 15. So 3/4 will become 15 over 20. Plus, we're going to change 4/5 into a fraction with a denominator of 20. So it will become 20 divided by 5, that is 4, and then 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Now we have similar fractions. We can add the numerators. 15 plus 16 is 31. And then copy the denominator, 20. 31 over 20 can be written in mixed fraction. So 31 divided by 20 is 1. The remainder is 11 over, copy the denominator, 20. So the answer is 31 over 20 or 1 and 11 over 20. Next example, 2 and 5 over 6 plus 1 and 3/4. Again, for step number 1, we have to list the multiples of our denominators. For 6, that is 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. For 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. Step 2, find the least common denominator or the LCD. So what is the least number that is common to our multiples? Let us see. We have 12. So our 12 will be our LCD. Next, let us change our given into similar fractions. But we can write our whole numbers as whole numbers. So we have to copy 2 and then write the denominator or the LCD 12. And then 12 divided by 6 is 2 times 5 is 10. So our 5 over 6 will be 10 over 12. Plus, copy the whole number 1. And then the denominator will be 12. That will be 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And then 3 times 3 equals 9. So 3/4 will be written as 9 over 12. Now you can add the whole numbers. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And then since we have similar fractions, we can add the numerators. 10 plus 9 equals 19. Copy the denominator 12. As you can see, our fraction here is an improper fraction. Let us convert this improper into mixed fraction. So that is 19 divided by 12 is 1. Remainder of 7 over 12. Our 1 here will be added to our whole number 3. So it will become 4. And then copy 7 over 12. So the final answer is 4 and 7 over 12. Answer drill number 2. You can pause your video while answering the drill. Let us check your answers. Did you get it right? Problem solving. You can pause your video. Let us check. Jasmine has 15 and 4 over 11 inches of red ribbon and 14 and 2 over 11 inches of blue ribbon. What is the total length of the ribbon? Let us write our mathematical expression. That will be 15 and 4 over 11 plus 14 and 2 over 11. We have similar fractions. We can add the whole numbers. 15 plus 14, that is 29. And then add the numerators. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 over, copy the denominator, 11. The answer is 29 and 6 over 11 inches. The total length of the ribbon is 29 and 6 over 11 inches. Problem number 2. You can pause your video. Let us check. Jack ran 2 1/2 kilometers on Monday and 3 1/3 kilometers on Friday. How far did he run altogether? First, let us write the mathematical expression. 2 1/2 plus 3 1/3. We have here the similar fractions. So, we have to get the LCD. Again, in getting the LCD, we have to know the multiples of 2 and 3 and get the least common denominator from those multiples. So we have 2 and 3. The LCD will be 6. Copy the whole numbers, 2 and 3. Then we write addition. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So 1/2 can also be written as 3 over 6. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. 2 times 1 equals 2. So we write 2. Therefore, 1/3 can also be written as 2 over 6. And then we add 2 plus 3 equals 5. We add the numerators 3 plus 2. So that is 5 over, copy the denominator, 6. The answer is 5 and 5 over 6. Therefore, Jack ran 5 and 5 over 6 kilometers. Problem number 3. Again, you can pause your video. Let us check. Isa ate 1 over 6 of the cake while Mimi ate 2 over 7 of it. What fraction of the cake was eaten? Again, write the mathematical expression. That will be 1 over 6 plus 2 over 7. So we have here dissimilar fractions. Get the LCD. So the multiples of 6 and 7 should be determined first. For 6, that will be 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and so on. For 7, that will be 7, 14, 21, 28, sorry, it's 28, 35, 42, and so on. So here you can see our LCD, which is 42. And then we have to make it similar fractions. So we have 42, 42. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 7 times 1 is 7. So that will be 7 over 42. 42 divided by 7 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 over 6, the equivalent is 7 over 42. 2 over 7, the equivalent is 12 over 42. Now we have similar fractions. We can add the numerators. 7 plus 12 will give us 19 over, copy the denominator, 42. So the fraction of the cake that was eaten is 19 over 42. Thank you! I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. Please like, subscribe, and share.